Hey everyone, welcome. Thank you for being here. We were supposed to be outside, and it was kind of a funny conversation. It's beautiful out. We have really that just kind of classic Kansas weather. Where we were going to be outside today, and then we pulled it inside because of the rain. And of course, at this very moment, it's not raining, so we probably could have been outside. But that's something that I'm not going to talk about because Megan was very frustrated about this. So glad you guys could make it here, even though I think there was a last minute change on location. Hopefully that didn't inconvenience anyone. First, we're going to talk about the Open Air ICT program. As I think most of you know, the Open Air ICT was a way for us to enhance services for our restaurant community, also our small business community who might be selling items, and by allowing them to go outdoors during the pandemic because it was safer to shop and to partake in activities outside. So what the permit did is it was pretty much a turnaround of, I think, less than 48 hours in most cases. It was free. It allowed our restaurants, our coffee shops, our small shops to offer services on sidewalks, on parts of where parking could be on the sides of the streets, in different areas that they could expand out to, so long as it was safe and so long as it met the needs of those who would utilize the sidewalk. You couldn't take the entire space, of course. So after conferring with the small business community and with my small business council, the feedback that we were able to provide to staff is that the Open Air ICT program is actually a success. It's one that we want to keep going. So I'm really happy to announce that this Tuesday, there will be a vote to extend the Open Air ICT program for another 5 years. Now, this is really important for a couple things. One, hopefully we won't be dealing with COVID in another 5 years, but one of the silver linings from COVID is that we start to rethink ways that we can make the most out of our city and creating an outdoor environment for eating, for dining, for live music, taking advantage of some of our beautiful historical areas in town. Really, we have an opportunity to build upon what was first a necessity and make it into something more. And also, some of the feedback we got from small businesses was the concern about investing in outdoor equipment such as tables, chairs, that type of stuff, heaters. Some people were concerned that, hey, if I invest in that now, then if you guys take away this program, we won't, that money would have gone to waste. So we are looking to extend it for another 5 years so that folks can make that investment, and then we can create the type of outdoor environment that I think people will enjoy here in Wichita. Now, as mentioned, we were supposed to be outside, and we were going to meet at River City Brewery, who is one of the small business owners who have taken advantage of the ICT Open Air program, Open Air ICT program. River City is one of 30 businesses that have taken advantage of this so far, and we expect more to as we extend this. So for the business program, it's free for people to sign up, and it's not only helps us increase their capacity, but also aids and again, create that environment for our city that we're looking for. So please go to, businesses can apply at going to wichita.gov/openairict. And again, it's free for this permit, wichita.gov Open Air ICT. Now, next thing I'm going to talk about really complements the Open Air ICT program that we have. Hopefully, it still has to get voted on and pass, of course, but hopefully once that gets done, the next thing I'm going to talk about really complements this effort, and that is the NEA grant. So we have another real exciting thing to announce, which is the downtown Wichita, in partnership with the City of Wichita, has been awarded $75,000 in the Our Town Placement Grant from the National Endowment for the Arts, or the NEA. So NEA is an incredible organization that works to give people across America the opportunity to participate in and experience the arts. They fund major institutions, public arts projects, and programs throughout the entire country. In fact, they are, in compared to either public or private organizations, the only organization that actually gives better access to arts in all 50 states. This is the first time the city of Wichita has received an NEA Our Town grant, and the funding will go towards a place-making initiative titled Front Porch Projects. So the Open Air ICT program is a key factor in this exciting new project. So with us is Emily Brookover. She is the Director of Community Development with the Downtown Wichita, and she's here to share some more information about the Front Porch Project with us. So Emily.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor Whipple. Again, I'm Emily Brookover with Downtown Wichita, and we are so honored and excited to receive the Our Town Placemaking Grant from the National Endowment for the Arts. As the mayor said, the NEA grant will fund the Front Porch Project, which will bring creatives and outdoor business owners together to create outdoor extensions of their businesses. Artists are creative problem solvers, and we hope to utilize those skills to create unique, safe spaces for downtown visitors. The inspiration for the project came from the importance of the Midwestern front porch, a space that is crucial to community, family, identity, and conversation. We will create exciting artistic spaces that will increase walkability and vibrancy and give yet another reason to connect and fall in love with downtown. Integrating art into the development of our downtown creates distinctiveness and contributes to our identity, character, and culture. These types of unique spaces enhance our quality of life and help in attracting the next generation of talent to our great city. It is also important to note, as we emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic, the project will have an emphasis on health and safety and creating safe spaces to help reintroduce visitors to downtown. We would like to specifically thank Fidelity Bank. Through their support, we were able to work alongside Blaze & Associates, an incredible grant consulting firm whose expertise was imperative in completing our successful application. In terms of next steps, we are working on a request for qualifications and will invite local creatives of all kinds to apply for the project. We encourage visual artists, interior designers, architects, and all creative thinkers to apply. This project is all about community and collaboration, and we, along with the city, are very excited to get started. Thank you.
All right, so next thing we're going to talk about, again, if only the weather was a little more predictable, we would actually have a visual, is the trolleys. So finally, as the weather does warm up, people are getting out. We have more folks who are vaccinated. We're starting to, in a responsible way, reopen up our city. And, with that comes starting the trolleys back up again. So here to provide us an exciting update with our trolleys, new look is Nate Hinkle from the Wichita Transit. So Nate? And Nate was supposed to drive a trolley in here, but security wouldn't let him. Apparently I have bad luck having cars come through here, by the way. But I think we have a picture to go up. Nate, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay.
Keyboard's under there.
Perfect. Okay. We are excited to bring back the trolleys. In fact, they are coming back this Saturday. They've been out of service for a little over 14 months with public health safety in mind, and they're coming back Saturday. We're excited to reintroduce the Q line with a new look with these new zero-emission battery electric vehicles. The old trolleys that we had were way past their useful service life. They were maintenance intensive, they were uncomfortable, loud diesel engines. It just wasn't ideal for the way that we like to get around. So now we have the new Q line, and with it comes with new amenities that is going to be wonderful for everyone. As you see, there's a ramp at the boarding door. It's a low floor design. This allows anyone with strollers, wheelchairs, walkers to easily get on the vehicle, and the floor maintains that level basically back to the rear wheel. So it's very easy to get on and off. We have new bike racks on the front that now hold 3 bikes instead of 2. It's a very clean, quiet ride. It's easy to have conversations inside the vehicle at normal volume. We're excited to bring this to the community. It also has free Wi-Fi, and we have perimeter seating. So all the seating inside, the seats face inward. That allows for more interaction, socialization with the people that you're with, increased leg room, and just a different feel from traditional public transit buses. We've also got the fun graphics in the ceiling there just to keep some of that Q-Line vibe going. And we think this is going to be a great vehicle for everyone. So on to the service details. It's coming back on Saturday. It's going to be for 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. During the week, we'll have service starting at 5 p.m. through 11 p.m., Monday through Thursday. And on Friday, we'll have service starting at 5 p.m. running till midnight. Saturday will be 11 a.m. until midnight. So very similar hours of what we had before. We are eliminating the previous lunch route. It was underutilized, so this will better allocate the resources we have to the evening time. One exciting thing is that we're sticking to one route, and that is going to be from Delano to Clifton Square. So every evening it's going to be a single route. You don't have to think about what route is it this evening and so forth. It's very streamlined. The portion of the route that used to go further east was underutilized and had a lengthy turnaround procedure. So this will better utilize our resources and get people moving around the city fast and efficiently. In Delano, we will turn around at the west end Delano near Walnut Street, with the exception of events at Riverfront Stadium. During the Riverfront Stadium events, we'll utilize the roundabout in the picture to turn around there. That avoids getting the vehicle into further congestion and avoiding parking situations during those games. And in Delano, we'll have special signage there that indicates that they'll need to catch the vehicle at the roundabout. The frequency will be about every 15 minutes is what we're shooting for. We would like to increase that frequency if staffing allows. Right now, we're putting the best service that we can with the resources that we have, especially staffing. So if we can increase the staffing, we'll also increase the frequency of the queue line. We do realize that the frequency is certainly key to successful service. The vehicles can be tracked in the MyStop mobile app. It's a current app that we have now. So you can download that through your mobile app store, just MyStop Mobile, and you can select the Q-Line route or any of our transit routes, and it will show you the real-time location of these vehicles, which allows you to expect and plan for your trip much easier. Per federal regulations, masks are still required with all forms of public transit, just like the airlines. It's the same for public transit. Those may be changing in the future, but for now, we do request that people keep that in mind. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions about the Q-Line.
What did you say was the route from Delano to where?
Delano to Clifton Square. So it will turn around around Clifton Avenue and Yale, and that's makes sense. That was one of the original routes that we had that was very successful. Lots of dining and entertainment options in that area, and it'll turn around and go back towards Delano, except for during games it'll utilize the roundabout.
Maybe people go to the website to find the route information and times.
Yes, there is route information on our website, wichitatransit.org. And we've got a map. It's a very simple route, but we do have a map and the service hours for everyone that's interested. We have new signage going up on the street tomorrow, and on the back of all those signs, we'll have a scan code where you can scan that with your mobile device and we'll pull up the route information. And of course, it's always available on our website and the mobile app as well.
And Nate will stick around if there's questions that come up as well. I think.
Sure.
Stick around. So, thank you. Of course. So thanks, Nate. We encourage everyone to get out and ride the trolleys and help support our small businesses who just really have gone through a lot this last year. So we want to show support and get out there and do our part. So it's going to take all of us to get out and help us rebound from this pandemic. Luckily, though, we have some really exciting things going on downtown and throughout Wichita. So if you haven't been to the ballpark, please take a moment to check that out. We have some real great things coming this year, and I think that we have an opportunity to kind of make up for the loss of activity we had to do because of the pandemic last year. So with that, we can open up to questions. We could talk about, of course, we have Gary Jensen on hand who can talk more in depth with the open air ICT. We have Emily who can talk more about the grants, and also we have Nate. And also I could just make up answers if I don't know them if needed. So it's pretty standard for politicians, right? No, kidding. All right, so KSN, what do you got?
I'm good. I think
You're good?
You've answered everything.
King News, what do you have?
Well, as far as what kind of art are they going to put this along Douglas? I mean, is that the plan, I guess? What's the idea about?
Emily can help a little more. It seems to me more like literally almost a front porch looking structure that will help us, particularly with the open air ICT, create that real obvious space so it's safe. But Emily can come up, and she's the one who probably knows a lot more about this, so please.
No, I'm happy to. What was your question?
Just like, I mean, where will we see this, and what is it that you're looking for, I guess?
Sure. So there will be 6 businesses that will be selected to participate in the program, and they'll all be within the downtown district, sort of spaced out around downtown. And the idea is to bring together an artist or a team of artists with a business / business owners and employees to come together and really decide amongst them what's best for their business. But the idea is to extend their businesses out front, whether that's on the sidewalk or in a parking space. And between them, the artists will create their vision. So whether that includes, seating and tables or benches, there may be elements of environmental elements like flower pots or shrubs, trees, and then art elements. So I can't quite give you exactly what they're going to look like because we don't know. It's really going to be up to the artists to decide what they look like. But
With open air.
we hope that it incentivizes more people to sign up for the Open Air ICT program, and we'll definitely be working very closely with the city because we'll be using the program as well. Yeah, you bet. Any other questions for me before I sit?
No promises. Sometimes I get questions.
You got it.
Yeah,
Thank
so.
you, Mayor.
Yeah, it's one of those really kind of what you want to see out of good public policy, where you enact public policy for one reason, and then that becomes opportunities for others. So with this, not only could folks go out and utilize, let's say, the side street next to their business, because of the open air ICT, we now have that, we allow it, but possibly creating something that almost looks like a staging area, or making it so that area even goes to that next level of just identification, so people know what it is, but also adding local artists to it. It shows off Wichita even more while helping those businesses. And again, it's all because of people working together, thinking of ways that we can add opportunity on top of our current policies. I know. That's why I kept you last, because I thought we're going to end on you because you usually have some really great questions, and the floor is yours.
Thanks. In terms of recovery, you mentioned how these programs obviously are going to contribute for the recovery of the city. Can you speak about what you're seeing? Are businesses communicating with you guys, telling you we see more volume of clients, people feeling more confident? How are you guys, what kind of feedback are you getting in terms of the economic recovery in the city?
Yeah, so I'm really fortunate that in the very beginning of this, we started a small business council and targeted folks who are local small business owners in our city, targeted folks who are really impacted most, I think, by COVID and the limitations that COVID had, particularly early on. Right now, a lot of those members actually are coffee shop owners, they are bar owners, they are the type of businesses that I think were heavily impacted. And the good thing about getting information and feedback that turns into policies like Open Air ICT is what you're talking about, is, well, how are things looking? And it seems like there's a lot of folks who are excited to get back out there. We see some hesitation, of course, because these are the type of businesses where you're in contact with people, and of course, our job, I think, as a city, is to do everything we can to ensure that folks have the tools to keep themselves protected from COVID, because it is just as deadly today as it was a year ago. It's just now we have more tools to prevent ourselves from getting it. So really, I think that we are seeing small businesses are seeing a pickup in of course, business people coming out, but also what I'm hearing from a lot of the owners there is that they are also having success getting their employees vaccinated and ensuring that they're doing so safely. So if we keep moving in this direction, I think that we just are building momentum. It's funny the way the Eagle reported it. We just approved, I think, 41 days of food trucks, outdoor permits, just outdoor events. We just opening back up, getting back to what we do as a community, and that's coming together. And of course, one of my friends on Facebook kind of framed it as like, oh, it's like a reverse Lent, right? Which is like a terrible way to put it, sorry. But it's, we've been all cooped up, and now we have this opportunity to really get back out there. We're seeing a lot of momentum for that.
I heard you said there's like 30 businesses taking advantage of the ICT program. Is that a good number? Would you like to see 100, 200?
I would like to see. So I think it's program's been out for less than a year. We launched it at a time where things were very uncertain with businesses, and frankly, it was getting colder. So I think that 30 is pretty good. And a lot of the feedback I got was we would do this if we knew that the investment it would take for that would allow us, to carry over for years to come. So I do expect this number to grow. But it's one of those where we want to also look towards what is the next opportunity. Like once we get the open air ICT moving, should we because I think we could create an outdoor eating culture here, an outdoor eating environment, and that's going to help stimulate our economy, particularly in Old Town. We all go to Burlington, Vermont, or Boulder, Colorado, and you go out and you have these areas that you can go and eat outside, and there's live music, and it's really nice. We can create some of that here. So perhaps the next step, and I've mentioned this to staff, and we don't have it all planned out yet, is going out and actually identifying areas that we could close down this alley, let's say, light it up, and offer businesses that are close to it an opportunity to utilize that space. Could we actually target some areas as that next phase of the open air ICT so that we can create almost this atmosphere that's done with more purpose? And could we do it during our art crawl? Could we do it in different ways in which we are building upon events that are already scheduled? So my goal is my job is to brag about Wichita, and my goal, and it's really easy to do, by the way, and my goal is to help create more opportunities, particularly after the year we had, and I think that people are thinking in the same direction on this, and we just got to make sure we turn those ideas into policy. Is that it? Cool. All right, thanks a lot, guys.